Computer. Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Diaspora panel. This is the Diaspora panel. We are the voice of the diaspora. I have with me in the house, as always, I have Mr. Olalawal, all the way from Canada. Mr. Lawal, you are welcome to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me, and good day to all our viewers.
I have also Mr. Olaitan Adedigba, who is based in United States of America. Mr. Adedigba, you are welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure being here this afternoon.
And my very, very good friend, Mr. Ademola Adisa, who is based in United Kingdom. Mr. Adisa, you are also welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Hello, everybody.
So, first of all, I would like to say a big thank you to all our new subscribers. In the last 1 week, we got about 60 new subscribers added to us. I want to welcome you to the Diaspora panel. And if you're one of our viewers, you have not yet subscribed, please click that button. It is free of charge so that anytime we do a new video, you'll be one of the first people to know about it. Please, if you have any questions or you want to tell us something, please contact us in the Diaspora panel. It's info@diasporapanel.com. And please, we want to see your comments. We promise that we'll respond ASAP as soon as we can. Today, without wasting your time, we are going to talk about Peter Obi and his Obidient movement. Now, we know that in the last election, Obi had about 6.1 million votes to come third, which is a massive, massive number of votes for somebody who's contesting an election as a president for the first time. Now, in preparation for 2027, Obi and some other political players, they've come together in a party called ADC as a kind of coalition. So the thinking of a lot of people, including people like myself, is that this coalition has been put together to put Obi at the top of the ticket so that Obi can spend the next 4 years as a Southern president. And then the presidency can then go back to the North in 2031. But it looks like some other people have some other different ideas. So Obi is being cajoled to dump the Labour Party, to formally register and transfer its membership to the ADC, even though there's no guarantee that he will be given the presidential ticket. Now we know that Atiku Abubakar, who has put this coalition together, is gunning to contest again in 2027, and he's saying that he wants to have a clear primaries. And if anybody wins, if any younger candidate wins, he is ready to support whoever wins. Now, Obi knows that he can't compete against Atiku. So Obi is saying, I don't want to go into any primary because primary is always dollarized in Nigeria. So I don't want to put myself up to primary. All I wanted to do is to give me this ticket so that I can go and represent you and chase Bola Tinubu away from Aso Rock in 2027. So the question I want to ask now, because now they are asking Obi right now to dump Labour Party and come to ADC or else, and he must submit himself for primaries. Obi is saying, no, I'm not dumping Labour Party. I'm only coming to the coalition to get the ticket, and I don't want to contest any primary. I don't want to contest with Atiku in a primary. So the question I want to ask is Obi now stranded? And as this coalition has seen falling apart. Let me start with you, Demola. What is your opinion?
Okay, thank you, Deji. The Peter Obi's side of joining or not joining ADC or using ADC as the platform for 2027 presidential election is really very confusing. What I would like people to know is his excuse that, oh, okay, he's not trying to join now is because, according to his followers or spokespersons, is because the primaries in Nigerian politics are being dollarized. So even though ADC is supposed to be a new form of party or a reform party, it has not been tested to know if they are dollarizing or not. But the question is, why is Obi go into contest if he cannot abide by the rule? If you don't want to get wet, you don't jump into a pool. This is Nigerian politics. That is what you will get on the general election. It's not a tenable excuse to say, okay, because it's dollarized, I'm not going to. It doesn't make sense. I don't think Obi has the wherewithal to win. If Obi is unable to win a contest on the primary, he's afraid of losing at primary, then how can he say that he has the followers to win on the general election? I don't think he has the followership. If he had the followership, he can take his followership to any party and win the platform from that party. He needs to succumb his party and his followers, himself and the followers, to that party and start contesting from the party. If you are not taking your party there, your people there, and you want them to give you a free ticket, it's not done anywhere. You need to contribute towards the formation or the standing of that party. And that is what ADC is requesting. If you are for us, come out now. If you are not for us, let us know so that they can know where to go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Lighton, let me come to you next. So, Obi is a very, very smart politician. He's a fox. Obi can see that they want to cage me in and shut the door on me. So he's putting one foot out and one foot in. He knows that once he leaves Labour Party and formally join ADC, he will have to stay there and play by the rules. And from what he can see on the ground, he can see that Atiku is scheming to become the candidate. And there is no way he could go into a primary with an Atiku and defeat Atiku. So, and he has been told anyway that, listen, we'll offer you the vice presidential candidate. So that's what you can get here. So, Lighton, what I want to ask you is do you think Obi is stranded now? Do you think that he is stranded? There's no way for him, and Obi now is finished.
Thank you for that question. The amalgamation of this ADC itself it is a hypocrite with what is it called? With people who are not sincere. They don't have sincerity or purpose. They are the one that came together, right? And the broglio that will come out of it, I mean, is understandable. It's palpable. You can't expect anything good from ADC, right? Since they came together, we've said it here, right? But to me, Obi is not yet stranded. Maybe Obi can still go back to Labour Party. That is if we are absorbed in, because one of the chairmen of the APC Labour Party came out and said, Obi guide them, Obi dupe them, all the money they gave to Obi in Europe, America, Asia, the money they donated for the Labour Party, that Obi and this lady, they are the beneficiary to the account of the money, the
See,
millions of dollars.
Aisha,
Aisha and the chief of staff to Obi when he was the governor. They were the beneficiary to the accounts. So they don't have any access to it. But be as it may, if Obi can be the vice president because of Atiku's inordinate ambition, right? Obi can remain in ADC. Or if Atiku can show the sincerity of purpose, right? Okay, I'm a state man. Let El-Rufai and Obi contest, right? Obi be the president, El-Rufai be the vice president. Then that will be a fantastic move by Atiku, but I doubt very much. If Atiku loses this coming election, I know in 2031 Atiku will still come back if he's alive. Oh, that is it. That is my take. So Obi is in between. Obi has not lost out. Obi can still go back to Labour Party if what he wants in ADC is not giving him, then he can make a reverse. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Shupo, I'm going to ask you the same question, but in a different way. So now we know that there's a big problem, massive problem in Labour Party. Abure has told Obi plainly, you're not going to get this ticket. And although it looks like possibly, maybe, I think INEC, I don't know whether INEC has decided on which one is the real faction, but it looked like they're going down the wire. So there's a real problem that Obi may not get the ticket of the Labour Party. In ADC, it's not likely, except something happens to Atiku, it's not likely to get that ticket. So if it's between Obi and somebody else, maybe Obi and Rotimi Amechi, Obi and whoever, Adegbeshola, Obi may still come out in a primary. But if it's between Obi and Atiku, I don't see. The only person who has ever beaten Atiku in a primary is Bola Tinubu. Nobody else has ever beaten Atiku in a primary since the time of Abiola, when Abiola defeated him and Kingibe. Then again, during the 2015, when Tinubu supported Buhari. Yeah, and then defeated him. Apart from that, nobody else. If you look in the 2023 between him and Wike, there's a lot of politics going on there. Dollarization is one thing, and using northern unities is something else. So, what should Obi do now? Because it looks to me like Obi is stranded. He doesn't know. The PDP are also calling him to come, but they're dancing. They're calling Goodluck Jonathan, and they're calling Obi. So they're trying to trap him too. Everybody wants that 6.1 million Obidient votes. That's what they want, but they don't want to give it. So what should we do now?
All right, thank you very much. This is a very dear issue to me because I'm an Obidient. And I think to answer your first question, I believe, even as an Obidient, truth be told, that Peter Gregory Obi is stranded. He walked into a typical Atiku playbook. What's the playbook? If you add Atiku's votes with Peter Obi's votes from the 2023 election, that vote combined, those two votes combined, would have been sufficient to defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So what did
mathematically?
Atiku do? Yes,
if politics were mathematics.
Yes. So what did he do? He floated a coalition party, and then he invited Peter Obi to join the coalition. Atiku knows if he goes into a primary, he's most likely going to win. So, if they go to primaries and Atiku wins, what's going to happen? He's going to declare himself as the presidential candidate for ADC. But to capture the Obidient vote, he's going to offer Peter Obi the VP slot. That's the classic Atiku playbook. It sounds democratic. You are going through a democratic process, even though it is a process that is, plagued with massive vote buying, rigging, and all forms of irregularities. But that's what we have. Unfortunately, Peter Obi walked straight into that trap. And right now, he's stranded. Look, when Abure said Peter Obi was not going to get a ticket, he didn't mean that if Peter Obi contested in the Labour Party primary and he won, he wouldn't get a ticket. What I believe Abure meant was that Peter Obi was not going to be given the ticket on a platter of gold as he was given in the 2023 election.
Yeah.
So it is very, very clear for Peter Obi, he needs a primary. He needs to win a primary, either in the Labour Party or ADC. I would say he should stay within the Labour Party, but he needs to win a Labour Party to demonstrate that he is capable of leading, as he says, a new coalition of fresh, young Nigerians who will vote their conscience rather than being bought. Because, there are always two sides to this thing. If he has framed the objection to primaries as a moral and structural stand, that he will never go into a primary election where delegates are bought. Okay, well, that's one side of the story. If you really want to make a change in Nigeria, as you are saying you want, then in the midst of primaries that are plagued with delegates being bought, lead a fresh coalition of Nigerians who will vote their conscience. And with that, begin a new politics, so to say, in Nigeria. You see, that will be an indication that you are able to lead a multi-ethnic coalition and actually you have the capacity to actually bring change to the country. So, but if you are unable to do that within a political party, it is very unlikely that you are going to be able to do that within the larger community.
Thank you.
This is the problem that Peter Obi has. I've said this before and I'll continue to say it. He should stay in Labour Party, fix whatever problems he has in the Labour Party, bring the party together, recruit new candidates, campaign for them, and Peter Obi will be able to convince Nigerians that he has the capacity. But right now, he is indecision. Not being in the ADC, not having left the Labour Party, makes him look weak, indecisive, and likely unpresidential.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shupo. Demola, this is your final question for this segment. So, can ADC with Atiku Abubakar, El-Rufai, Aregbesola, David Mark, and whoever, without Peter Obi, 6.1 million votes, can they defeat Tinubu in 2027?
We are talking about individuals. They are popular and they have followers of their own. But it's not individuals that win election. It's the institution, it's the party structure. They may have individual followers, but they may not, if without a strong party, they may not be able to win, irrespective of whatever caliber they think they are. The ADC, the spirit of forming ADC is because it's the handwritings on the wall that if individual party go it solo, as they did in 2023, they may unlikely be able to defeat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And that is why they've said, okay, let all the opposition form a unified party to come together. Coming together in that way means not just as individual, but as collective, as parties. Just as ADC did in 2014-15, to bring opposition party together to form ADC. But they are not being successful this time around. They are not, because they are leaving their party, but people are not following them. They are not going with them. And they are not going with them because they know that they are not sincere. They are not doing it for the purpose of winning the election in the interest of the people, but because of their own political and personal interest and ambition. Okay. So, Obi being in that forum it's really a stain. on his integrity. Joining them in the first instance is a stain on his integrity. So he shouldn't have even been there. Now, since he has been digging darling all along now, if it's not there, I don't think he's even been there because it's not making any useful contribution towards that party. So if we say it's no more there now, I don't think has ever been there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the real sense of it, his presence or his absence from there may not make any difference for whatever ADC we achieve or not.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Lighton.
Yep.
The last time I checked, okay, El-Rufai does not have a foothold in Kaduna State. Aregbesola does not have a foothold in Osun State. David Mark does not have a foothold in Benue State. Atiku Abubakar himself does not have a foothold in Adamawa State. And the last time when he won about 6.9 million votes, these are PDP votes from Delta State, from Edo State, from some from River State, from Cross River State, from Akwa Ibom State, and then from some parts of the north. Those are the core PDP votes that he got. Now he has left PDP, and PDP has shut the door by saying that their next presidential candidate is going to come from the south. So they shut the door in his face. So now, without Peter Obi in that coalition now, what is that coalition all about?
Yes. Thank you for that question once again. You know, I told you, the ADC, they are not even, I don't see them as a serious party. A year, 2 years, 3 years, 3 years, 4 years is not enough to build a party. As a matter of fact, look at ADC, APC, from AD, APC, AD, all these people, they are just coming together. And for 3 solid years, before they contested for election, right? It was not a tea party that you can just wake up within a year and say, okay, you have to form people at the grassroots, right? People at the local government, people at the state House of Assembly, represented House of Rep and senators. You don't have all these people in place. Are they people? You don't have any. You just have Atiku, Obi, Aregbesola, David Mark there. So who are their followers? Who are other political heavyweights? These are the people they can't make any possible impact, except those people that we mentioned. They are all these people that we mentioned. Who are their followers? But you build support from the grassroots, right? So these are the people who will in return build support for you, right? It's just like a pyramid. So you do it from the bottom up. But now for Atiku, I see them as a jester, right? They are not serious at all. By now, they should be talking about who are going to be representing them in all these local governments, in the House of So for Obi to even join these people, I don't see them. Like you rightly said, majority of all these votes, right, will be decimated by 2027, in the sense that a lot of people the eyes opened, more especially in the southwest, right, in the north center too. A lot of people will not support Obi. So in the north, so they don't have any chance. ADC doesn't have any chance. Obi, they didn't stand any chance, I must say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lighton. So, so the question I want to ask you is, let's assume that Obi is left in the cold. He could not go to ADC. He could not get the ticket for Labour Party, and he was outplayed in the PDP. Where do you think Obidient votes will go? Are they going to stay indoors in 2027? Are they going to come out to support Atiku Abubakar? Are they going to support Goodluck Jonathan? Are they going to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu? You are an Obidient. Sincerely, what do you think will happen to the Obidient votes? 6.1 million votes.
Thank you very much. If for whatever reason Peter Obi is orphaned, meaning he does not have a political party platform through which he can contest in 2027, it will be a victory for the APC. I will assume that Atiku Abubakar will automatically get the ticket for the ADC. It will pitch Atiku against Tinubu. And that scenario will automatically play to the North-South sentiment. That sentiment currently will be in favor of the Southerner. So you will find a lot of people, Obedience inclusive, who would vote for the Southern candidate, not because they, absolutely adore him, as they like Peter Obi, but because they now see it very clearly that the North does not see the South as an equal partner, will not honor any agreements, and by so doing, will basically call the Northern bluff.
Thank you. Thank you.
All Obedience may not vote. Some people may stay home. But I think a larger number of Obedience will hold their noses, go to the polls, and vote for the APC. And I believe that is probably the outcome that the ABC would be rooting for.
Thank you very much. So we come to the end of this deliberation. I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Ademola Adisa. Thank you so much for coming to today's meeting.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And also Mr. Olaitan Adediba, all the way from America. Thank you so much for coming to today's meeting.
It's my pleasure being here this afternoon.
My brother, Mr. Olalawal, all the way from Canada. Thank you for coming to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me.
And my name is Dejalaya. I'm based in Ireland. We'll see you again next week. God bless you. Goodbye.